Today on X, March 6, 2026. Six stories dominating the timeline right now. Trump fires his Homeland Security Secretary, and her own employees are crying with happiness. The Epstein files fight goes bipartisan. A South Park writer launches a campaign to draft Barron Trump. Pastors lay hands on Trump in the Oval Office, and the internet loses its mind. A court ruling on tariff refunds that could cost taxpayers a fortune, and a U.S. Army officer disrupts a Senate hearing, screaming about Gaza. All of it straight from the posts. No commentary, no spin. Here's what people are saying. We start with the biggest shakeup of the day. President Trump fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem on Thursday. The trigger, a $220 million taxpayer-funded ad campaign featuring Noem on horseback in front of Mount Rushmore. During congressional hearings, Trump contradicted Noem's sworn testimony that he approved the ads, telling Reuters he was unaware of the campaign. He announced her replacement would be freshman Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin. The reaction was immediate, and it split right down the middle. The Washington Examiner broke the insider story. DC Examiner.
Exclusive. Joy, celebration, and even happy tears swept through Department of Homeland Security Agency offices Thursday afternoon as news that President Donald Trump had removed Secretary Kristi Noem from her post.
Anna Giratelli, the reporter who broke the story, followed up with a thread.
Exclusive. A look inside DHS and its agencies moments after Trump fired Kristi Noem. People in the office are actually crying out of happiness.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker went viral with a video response. He posted it on X with the caption, "Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Kristi Noem."
Here's your legacy. Corruption and chaos. Parents and children tear-gassed. Moms and nurses, U.S. citizens, getting shot in the face. Now that you're gone, don't think you just get to walk away. I guarantee you, you will still be held accountable.
He also posted a fake LinkedIn profile for Noem on Blue Sky, listing her as DHS Secretary in parentheses, former public speaker, unlicensed dog euthanizer, with the Open to Work banner on her profile picture. Senator Amy Klobuchar posted with a video.
Breaking. Noem is out. Minnesotans stood up for Alex and Renee and so many others. And if anyone ever asked why we have committee hearings and demand answers, this is why.
Congressman Joe Negus, who led the hearing, released a statement saying, quote, "Secretary Noem fired after Congressman Negus exposes wholesale corruption at DHS," end quote. Erica Zarowski, co-founder of the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee, told The Guardian, quote, "We forced the Trump administration's hand in firing Kristi Noem," end quote. Kiwi in Arizona defended the move from the right.
Totally agree. Noem did what she had to do and did it well, and Trump, ever the expert at getting the best out of people, has a new crucial role for her, and he's found a great DHS replacement. I've had to call out a few black pilling types on their bad takes about Noem.
But not everyone on the right was celebrating. QT Conservative called it a betrayal.
If MAGA was ever split, it will be now. Noem did the job right at DHS. Firing her is disloyalty to President Trump's own people. Who in his cabinet can ever trust him again? This is the beginning of the end of this administration's effectiveness. President Trump screwed up.
Peace 5789 blames Senate Republicans.
It is a huge win for them. You can thank Republicans in Senate who joined Democrats in destruction of Kristi Noem during her hearing yesterday. He fired her over those DHS videos she made after he asked her to do so. Trump looks so weak.
NBC News laid out the timeline. Jane Wambui posted it.
What led Trump to replace Kristi Noem? Already frustrated with the Homeland Security Secretary, Trump was incensed with her performance in congressional hearings. Her firing comes after weeks of bad press involving DHS immigration enforcement. NBC News.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson released a statement saying Noem, quote, "will not be missed in Chicago," end quote. And God Funny summed up the left's take.
Give me lace, one down, and Trump to go. Trump fires Homeland Security Secretary Noem after mounting criticism over her leadership. God Press.
Noem herself responded on X, thanking Trump for her new position as special envoy for the Shield of the Americas and touting her tenure as DHS Secretary. But the narrative was already written: corruption, vanity ads, and a department that literally cheered her departure. Next up, the Epstein files. The House Oversight Committee voted 24-19 to subpoena Attorney General Pam Bondi over the Justice Department's handling of Jeffrey Epstein's records. And here's the kicker. 5 Republicans broke ranks and voted yes: Boebert, Burchett, Cloud, Mace, Perry. Major Brain Pain posted the breakdown.
U.S. House Oversight Committee votes to subpoena AG Pam Bondi in the Epstein files investigation, 24-19. Republicans who joined Democrats on the yes vote: Boebert, Burchett, Cloud, Mace, Perry.
XRP Stats gave more context.
House Oversight Committee voted along bipartisan lines to issue the subpoena yesterday, focusing on the Justice Department's incomplete release of Epstein-related records, though no direct pedophilia case against Trump is specified in reports.
Angela Walker connected it to the bigger picture.
Republican-led House Oversight Committee voted 24-19 to subpoena U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to testify regarding the Justice Department's handling of records related to Epstein, convicted sex offender tied to a large international sex trafficking network.
Emily Dumortier posted the numbers.
House Oversight votes to subpoena AG Pam Bondi over Epstein files, with 5 Republicans joining Democrats in a 24-19 vote.
The Financial Times reported on the vote. Faye Young shared it.
U.S. Congressional panel votes to subpoena Pam Bondi over Epstein files via the Financial Times. The vote laid bare simmering discontent among many Republican lawmakers over the Trump administration's handling of files linked to the late child sex offender.
But some dismissed the whole thing. Bugs Bunny 2062 called it a globalist trap.
What does this really mean? It means the globalist or old guard cannot control Trump, so they are desperate to find dirt on him to control President Donald J. Trump.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The same week, Congresswoman Nancy Mace tried to force the release of sexual misconduct allegations against members of Congress. The House voted it down, 357-65. Crixus Esquire pointed out the hypocrisy.
You want Epstein reports. I want all of them. We are not the same. Here. This is a joke. 357-65 against. House bats. Down Mace. Effort to reveal sexual misconduct allegations against members of Congress.
Story 3. A South Park writer launched a satirical website calling for Barron Trump to be drafted into the military. This comes as U.S. operations in Iran escalate, and the debate about who actually fights America's wars is hitting a nerve. Hop to it. 5 posted the story from Radar Online.
South Park writer launches website to have Barron Trump drafted to war, following the president's attack on Iran. He's more than ready to defend country. Urs, Radar Online. Draft Barron Trump now.
A BB Sampson posted the viral headline.
Breaking news. Americans call for Barron Trump to be drafted. Let him fight for his father's wars.
Stylecaster reported on a potential loophole that could make Barron exempt.
Barron Trump called to be drafted in the military as sources reveal the loophole that could make him exempt.
Radio stations were sharing it too. R&B Cincinnati.
Satirical campaign calls for drafting Barron Trump, sparking debate over accountability and leadership during war.
But Wisconsin Dummy called the whole thing absurd.
The idea of drafting Barron is so stupid because A. Barron actually just is straight up too tall. B. There is no draft. C. The Trump family already has skin in the game, as is after Iran already tried assassinating them multiple times.
Story 4. A video of evangelical pastors laying hands on President Trump in the Oval Office went viral today. They were praying for wisdom, protection, and victory in the operations against Iran, and the reaction was completely split. Based Pastor Trav saw it as a beautiful moment.
Pastors lifting up President Donald Trump in prayer is a blessing. One reason it is a blessing is because President Trump invites the pastors to pray for him. Philippians 4:6. In everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God.
GCS Singh agreed.
The world is crazy about what is happening in this video. I really love it. Happy to see prayers offered to Trump by Christian leaders across the U.S. I don't know what's wrong with this.
But critics called it something else entirely. Vic 55 Top.
We simply pray that you continue to give our president the strength he needs to lead our great nation. The White House is naturally turning into a cult. Pastors gathered from all over America held a collective prayer for Trump right in his office.
Dr. Amit Kapeki connected it to the war.
Evangelical pastors gathered around U.S. President Trump, laying their hands on him and praying. In their prayer, they asked for wisdom, protection, and victory in the operations against Iran. This moment also shows that the war in the Middle East is being seen as a doomsday war.
Justy 44 had one of the most nuanced takes of the day.
Objectively, I see nothing wrong with this. To have believers invoking the name of Jesus and praying for strength and guidance over their commander-in-chief is an amazing thing. The problem here is that a lot of these people are false Christians, LARPing for power and money. The other problem is that Trump, I think, has too much pride and arrogance in his heart to truly believe in God. It's never too late for someone to be truly saved, but he's ripe for demonic influence which has clearly penetrated him and his guiding principles.
Paints and Sings was blunt.
They aren't praying over Trump. They are praying for their own self-advancement. This is Trump's Hunger Games of who can suck up to him the most. It's vulgar and offensive to people of real faith of any persuasion.
Denise tied it to people leaving the church.
This is why so many are leaving the church, because of Trump and his cult. Nothing godly about any of them.
And Jeremy Wojcik called it blasphemy, plain and simple.
This is extremely blasphemous. People of faith should be calling this out. The white Christian nationalists praying for a self-serving, evil man who worships his wealth as his god.
Story 5. Money. A trade court ruled that companies are entitled to refunds on Trump's tariffs. Now major trade groups are pushing the administration to distribute those refunds en masse. And the debate is about whether taxpayers can even afford it, and whether the system can even handle it. Jazz Drummer 420 posted the Business Insider story.
Major U.S. trade groups are pressing the Trump administration to distribute tariff refunds en masse.
Trump Pecker and several others posted the court ruling.
Companies are entitled to Trump tariff refunds, trade court rules.
But critics said there's a massive problem. Polly Temple.
So where's the money he took from them? Yeah, stolen. Trump tariff refunds could cost U.S. taxpayers a staggering fortune.
Video Neon R questioned whether the refunds even make sense economically.
Refund undermines what many analysts say is a benefit of import taxes, that they were on track to reduce federal spending deficits. That's not a legit claim to money that the U.S. federal government ever had. Everyone knows the tariffs were fake.
And Raging PTA. Mom dropped the technical reality that blew people's minds.
Have you read the post by the gentleman who created the program that collected the tariffs? You can't reverse the program to refund. Took 14 months, 11 engineers, dollars from the White House. They have none of that now, and no plan in sight.
BK Buckeye offered a pragmatic view.
This can be avoided by accepting the past and drawing a hard line today. The interest, plus the predatory insider trading that bought tariff refunds at 25 to 30% value, is not worth it. Consider it a dark period in history and move on.
Meanwhile, Reuters reported that U.S. companies were being denied the refunds they're owed, even after the court ruling. Rep for Better Government shared it.
U.S. companies denied refunds on Trump's illegal tariffs, FT reports. Reuters.
Last story. And it's the kind of moment that defines the mood of 2026. A U.S. Army officer stood up during a Senate hearing and started shouting. The clip went viral immediately. Jackson Hinkle posted it with 20,000 likes.
Breaking. Another U.S. Army officer disrupts the Senate